Hey folks, this is not a job that you want to take on just willy-nilly. If you don't have the facilities, a place to put it in the garage for a while, I don't recommend you take it on. If you take it to a dealer, it's going to run you about $1,000 to $1,500 probably to get a new Flexplate put in. This is a rare condition. It doesn't happen often, so I'm thinking there was some faulty maintenance done on it before. I will find out as we go. So I don't have a lift. I wish I did, maybe someday before I die. But I do have a garage and I do have the basic tools. I'm an old mechanic from years ago on aircraft. So I've never done it on a Nissan. It's basic shit though. I've dropped trannies before on my Chevelle and all this good stuff. So my plan is simple. I'm going to jack the car up, put it on stands, at least the front end, and I'm going to have enough room in there to get underneath and safely drop out the CVT to get to the pressure plate or the flex plate. So that's the plan. Step 1, remove hubcap and loosen lug nuts. 2, lug nuts are loose on both front wheels. Jack the car. Here we go. Okay, it's technique time, folks. I went online and I found an emanual.com. Again, not a plug for them, but they had the best manuals out there for service warranty from the factory. So I downloaded one of those. Gives you everything you need in depth, how to jack the car, the whole 9 yards. It's for the mechanics, professional types, and tells you where to put the stands, the whole 9 yards. So peace of mind for 89 bucks. I got it on sale for 80. So, whatever. Technique on my part, I want the car as level as I can get it. So I jack it to about 8 inches on both sides. And then I know the car's level and we're good to go. So, okay, tires are off. It's raised about 8 inches off the ground from the bottom of the tire. Should give me plenty of room. The thing I didn't think about when I took off the tire, and I should have known better, is I need to pull this cotter key, and then I need to break the torque on that. It's much better to do with the tire on the ground, because you can just get on it real fast and pop it. Now that's on the stands, there's a trick though. I'm going to show you. Put on 2 lug nuts. Oops, get over here. Damn it. Come on, you stupid thing. Try to do this with glasses on. My goodness. Okay, put them on there. What I'm doing is I'm protecting the threads on the lugs from what I'm about to do. I got a little tire rod here that I use for changing out my tires. Okay. So I try to wedge this sucker in there like this. Because righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? So I'm going to wedge that sucker when I put torque on it. First, let's get the cotter key out. The reason I like this tire iron method is because it actually works out pretty well. Look at that. Goes around the hub, locks against the thing, fits in between the lug nut, a little flange here. So make sure it's flush as best you can against the back part of the disc assembly here. Okay, put some tension on it. Life is good. And we're going to try and break the torque. Now, with a breaker bar, I will tell you, I only have so much power, right? So I'm going to get it as high as I can. Okay, just about there. All right, so I got it angled up like that, but I'm guarantee it's probably too tight for me. So I'm going to put this post beater on the end of this and extend the leverage probably to about here. There's my hand, there it is. Probably put another foot on it and that'll break the torque, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try it without the extension on it, see what happens. I don't think I'm gonna pull it off. Try not to scratch your fender. Nope. All right, so here we go. Don't scratch the car. Got it. Just enough like that. Be careful not to break your lug nuts. Nice and gentle. There she goes. Look at that shit. Broke the axle nut free with my technique. Before I pulled off the nut, I pushed in with the socket, tapped on it, popped the axle. So it bounces like that. That's what you want. Okay, now just take off your stuff. All right, take off the lug nuts because they're gonna get in the way later on. You go and install a tire. Okay, guys, I'm underneath the Nissan piece of quality car here. So I've never done a CVT change or a pull on a Nissan, or for that matter, a CVT training pull on any vehicle, but it's not rocket science, just a little bit of work. Work smarter, not harder. Here we go. So first thing I do is I get under here and I do an assessment. I say, all right, what's what? Here we go, ready? So here's your CVT over here. There's your oil pan, your engine block over here. This piece from this point over is gonna come out, okay? This is a CVT transmission. The Flexplate is right in there with the torque converter. We'll get into that later. So what do I need to get this big mother out? Well, a couple things in the way. Shroud, piece of cake. It's just got some pop rivets. The front crossbar is not in the way with the radiator support. Nah, no big deal. Looks like got plenty of room there. Got some hoses I got to disconnect. Here's where a little bit of work is going to be required. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you. Here we go. I think it's hard to see the camera, and I'm only 8 inches off the ground. So this crossbar right here, this big thing, this cross member, whatever you want to call it, it's in the way. So I was trying to get away with just dropping the CVT straight out, but it's going to hit right here. So transmission jack under here, and it's going to be really tight. So I'm not going to risk it. It's 5 big bolts, and I think it'll give me enough clearance to drop the sucker nice and clean. I do have to take off a mount. No big deal. That looks pretty straightforward. And we'll get that done next. A little bit of a lesson learned here. Haven't done one in a while, but pulling off this pinion steering here. What you gotta do is it's bolted on, pretty simple. I made the mistake on the other side. I pulled the nut 3/4 of the way up, and then I stopped. I took my ratchet, put it on top with a short stubby extension, and I tapped on it with a sledge so I can break the torque here. Boom, pop right out. Great. Well, then I started spinning off the nut, and son of a bitch if it wasn't spinning the whole shaft. So on this side, I decided, well, let me try something different. I did the opposite. I took the nut all the way off first, then lightly put on 2 or 3 threads, tapped it with the sledge and the extension to pop it back down. The knuckle came right out. So lesson learned on that. Don't do that. Piece to remove on both sides, this tie rod right here. So I got a choice. I could either break it here, which is a little harder to get to, or I can take it off the top. I'm gonna take it off the top, a little bit easier. Turn the wheel in.